Hello and welcome to the online library project. My name is Kristina Cernei and I'm a teacher at public institution Theoretical IC Munis-Forghibu. Today we are going to work with Unit 5, Lesson 6, the topic It's a Great Job on page 88. We shall learn new words on professions and also do some reading to develop our reading skills. Before we focus on learning some new words, can you answer the following questions? Where do your parents work? What do they do? My answer to these questions would be my mother works at school, she's a school teacher, she teaches Romanian language. My father used to work at the factory. He used to be an engineer. He doesn't work anymore, he is retired. Another question would be, what would you like to do when you grow up and why? When I was your age, I really wanted to be a journalist because I liked taking interviews and I liked finding out information on different topics. But now, I work as a teacher. However, one day, I might become a journalist, right? It is never too late if you want to make changes. Now look at the photographs of these people. Do you know what they do for a living? What is Mrs. Parker? What about Mrs. Stanford? Mr. Jackson? What about Miss Slim or Mrs. Johnson? Do you think they are happy doing their jobs? Do you know where they might work? Before reading and answering the questions, let us learn some new words. You have to open your books to the word bank on page 88. Now please read, listen and repeat. Customer, male, spectator, patient. Some adjectives: foolish, neat, tidy. Some adverbs: once, twice, regularly, and some verbs: appreciate, consult, prescribe, and type. Now let's see what these words mean. Let's start learning the words. The first word is customer. In Romanian, the translation would be cumpărător, client. A customer is a person who buys products or services from a store or a restaurant. The second word is mail. In Romanian, the translation would be scrisoare. An email is o scrisoare electronică. A mail is a letter or a parcel sent by post. An email is a letter sent electronically using the internet. The next word is spectator. In Romanian, the translation would be spectator. A spectator is a person who watches a show, a game, or other event. The next word is patient. In Romanian, the translation would be pacient. A patient is a person who receives or is registered to receive medical treatment. But note, as an adjective, the word patient means răbdător. The next word is foolish. In Romanian, the translation would be prostesc, necugetat, ridicul. A foolish person or act is lacking good sense, it is unwise. The next words are neat and tidy. These words are synonyms. In Romanian, the translation would be curat, îngrijit. A neat room or a tidy desk is arranged in good order. The next words are the adverbs once, twice, and regularly. In Romanian, their translation would be once, odată, you have thought once, te-ai certat odată. Twice, translation de două ori. He has traveled to Chicago twice. A călătorit în Chicago de două ori. When we want to say more than twice, we use 3 times, 4 times. For example, I had a cold 3 times this year. Am răcit de 3 ori în acest an. The word regularly in translation would be regulat, obișnuit. I do my homework regularly. Îmi fac temele pentru acasă de fiecare dată, regulat. The next word is the verb to appreciate. In Romanian, the translation would be a aprecia, a prețui, a fi recunoscător. For example, a dog appreciates when you give it food and you play with it. The next word is the verb to consult. In Romanian, the translation would be a consulta, a sfătui. A patient must always consult the doctor before buying medicines at the chemist shop. The next word is the verb to prescribe. In Romanian, the translation would be a prescrie. A patient must buy only those medicines that the doctor prescribes. The next word is the verb to type. In Romanian, the translation would be a dactilografia. It is very easy to type messages from a smartphone, isn't it? So the words that we are to learn today are customer, mail, spectator, patient, foolish, need, tidy, once, twice, regularly, appreciate, consult, prescribe, and type. Now, we are going to read some texts about jobs and match them to the pictures. And we also have to name the people's jobs. So you have the first text. I teach English and I know English, Spanish, Italian, and French. I read, write, and speak these languages very well. Very well, translation, foarte bine. I read a lot of books and I write books for my students. I work long hours. I am and how do you think? What is this job? It is a teacher. So I am a teacher. Look at the photographs. Who is a teacher? Is it Mrs. Parker, Mrs. Stanford, Mr. Jackson, Miss Slim, or Mrs. Johnson? It is Mrs. Johnson, right? Do you think she likes her job? Text number 2. I work for the city hospital. My patients are children. I examine them regularly and prescribe the right medicine. I often save children's lives. I treat the sick children kindly. Mă comport cu copiii bolnavi cu bunătate. I often tell them jokes while consulting them and they are never afraid of me. Nu le este frică de mine. I like my job. It's a great job, I think. I am a doctor. Now look at the photographs. Who is a doctor? Is it Mrs. Parker, Mrs. Stanford, Mr. Jackson, or Miss Slim? Of course, it is Mrs. Stanford. Text 3. I work in a shop. I start work early in the morning and finish it late in the evening. I am always neat and tidy, and my customers appreciate it. They also say my hamburgers are the best in the neighborhood, in cartier. I am a baker. Now look at these photographs. Who is a baker? Is it Mrs. Parker, Mr. Jackson, or Miss Slim? Of course it is Mrs. Parker. Text 4. I work in a big office. I hate my job. Urăsc. I think it's boring. Este plictisitoare. Every day it's the same thing. I type letters and answer the phone. I go to the post office for the mail. I make coffee for my boss too. I am a personal assistant. Is it Mr. Jackson, Miss Slim? It is Miss Slim. Text 5. I work for the circus. I amuse spectators, most of whom are children. I paint my face, wear funny clothes, and perform funny and foolish tricks to make people laugh. People laugh, să-i fac pe oameni să râdă. I am a clown. Correct, a clown. And it is Mr. Jackson. Now let us practice learning more words for jobs. Do you know what an actor or an actress does? Actors and actresses play roles in movies or in theaters. To become a good actor or actress, you must practice a lot. And if you are a talented actor or actress, you can become really famous. Do you know any famous actors or actresses? To become a painter, you need a lot of talent. But if you like painting, you can develop your painting skills with a teacher. Do you know any famous painters? Have you ever heard about Leonardo da Vinci or Van Gogh? Next word is a teacher. To become a teacher, you must go to a teacher training university. In our country, you can go to State Pedagogical University Ioan Creangă from Chisinau. Do you appreciate your teachers? Do you know if your teachers have any secret talents like singing, acting, or painting? The next word is mechanic. To become a good mechanic, you have to be really interested in engines motoare. A mechanic is a very interesting job because you can try out different cars. The next word is a musician. A musician is a person who is passionate about music and different instruments. Some people like playing the violin, others the drums, and others like playing the guitar or even the electric guitar. Musicians are the people who are very talented and really hard workers. The next word is an engineer. An engineer is a very responsible job. Engineers can invent different devices. Engineers are also well paid. The next is a driver. A driver must be very careful and patient. In our country, we can see bus drivers, taxi drivers, coach drivers, truck drivers, lorry drivers. But be careful, when we speak about planes, we have pilots flying a plane. The next is a postman. A postman is a person who delivers the mail and the parcels. Sometimes people order a lot of things online, so the postman comes to their door, knocks at the door or rings the bell and delivers the parcels to make people happy. The next word is a writer. A writer is a person who works hard to write an interesting story for the readers. Do you know any Romanian writers? What about French, German, Greek, American or English writers? The next word is an architect. An architect is a person who designs and very often supervises the construction of buildings. Do you know any Moldovan architects? Next word is typist. A typist is a person who is skilled in typing. Do you know that there is a world competition of typists? The best typist in the world can type 298 words per minute. How many words per minute can you type? The next word is a baker. A baker is a person who makes us happy every single day. We can buy fresh bread, buns or pies from the bakery. Sometimes we want something sweet, so we can buy fresh chocolate croissants or muffins. The next word is a lawyer. A lawyer is a person who practices or studies law. There are different situations why someone might need a lawyer. We need a lawyer if we break a law and we need to go to a judge to get a penalty. Sometimes people need lawyers if they want to get a divorce. But we must not break any laws, so you can become good lawyers but never become criminals. A doctor. A doctor is a very important job. Doctors treat people and make children, men and women healthy. A doctor is a very respectable job. The next word is a journalist. A journalist is a very energetic job. You can take interviews from people. You also have to be very good at writing. To become a respectable journalist, you must be smart and brave. Also, a good journalist has journalistic ethics and does not lie to people. The next word is a barber. A barber is a person who cuts men's hair and shaves or trims beards as an occupation. Men go to the barbers while women go to the hairdressers. And now it is reflection time. Look at the words. Interview 2 people about what they want to become in the future and ask them why. When you finish, report your findings to your teacher and your classmates. Good luck!